How's everybody doing? I'm yours truly, Mr.Taliaferro. Listen, I want to be respectful to a lot of great NBA performers in the playoffs thus far. I mean, we've had some phenomenal basketball. We're a game or so in to the second round of the playoffs, and we've had some masterful performances from guys like Kyrie Irving. He's had a good game or two. Giannis had a really good first round against Detroit. I mean, we're really watching some guys light up the stat sheet. Damian Lillard hit that game-winning three-pointer to beat the Oklahoma City Thunder. We're watching some great performances from some of the game's greatest players today, right? But I want to highlight two guys specifically. See, in this clickbait era that we're in, everyone wants to diss an NBA player, knowing damn well you couldn't wipe the floor with one of the worst NBA players. You couldn't wipe the floor with him. But we all get in front of this camera and talk about how Harden needs to make more shots. Russell Westbrook's a ball hog. This and that. And rarely do we just ever come on camera to actually, appreciate the game that's afforded us a lot of opportunities. Bare minimum makes you smile or at least strike some type of emotion out of you. So I just want to take a video to do something that you probably don't see that often on television, on the internet, whatever. I want to big some athletes up for a change. Now, you might have just clicked off this video, but if you stay around, enjoy the next couple minutes here. I want to start here in Golden State. Kevin Durant has been absolutely phenomenal for the Golden State Warriors the last 3 games. 35 in game 1 against the Houston Rockets, that was a dub. Game before that, a series clinching game in Los Angeles, that's on the road. Kevin Durant went for 50 of them things. Game before that, though the Warriors lost at home, it wasn't Kevin Durant's fault. He had 45 that game. So the last 2 games against the Clippers, he averaged 47.5 points. And he's shooting the ball very well from the field, might I add. We are watching a guy literally master the offensive side of the basketball court. Kevin Durant, if he wants to right now, could beat you at the 3-point line. He could outshoot your best shooter on your team. But now he's in the post. Now you got to find a guy that's tall and big enough to guard him on the post, but has the foot speed to stay with him on the perimeter. Translation, those guys are hard to come by in the league. They're few and far beyond. He's literally mastering the offensive side of the court. And while I'm talking about the Golden State Warriors and Kevin Durant specifically, in years past, you've seen the Warriors blow out opponents. A lot of 30-point wins, a lot of big third quarters. Usually if the game's like within striking distance, 8 points and under at halftime, the Warriors would come out in the third quarter and just blow any team out. I don't care who they are. Just literally take your hearts out your chest. Well, this year they're not doing that. They even blown the biggest lead in NBA history, 31 points to the Clippers, in game 2 of that first round series. They're not doing the big blowouts. You want to know why they're not doing the big blowout wins? Not because Steph Curry isn't still great. Not because Klay Thompson isn't still great. Not because Draymond has some weight on him. Not because they lost DeMarcus Cousins. Not because Iguodala's a year older. Livingston's not who he used to be. The real reason why is because the offense is moving through Kevin Durant. So you take the good with the bad. There are games where Kevin Durant can't miss, like the last 3. That's good Kevin Durant. There are games where Kevin Durant is okay. Not the greatest. That's when this Warriors team typically struggles. He's literally doing everything for that team. That offense is running through KD. He has been absolutely phenomenal. He's been absolutely great his last 3 games, really the entire postseason. Now let's swing over to Toronto here. Let's go from the West Coast all the way out the country to old Canada. Kawhi Leonard has been phenomenal. He put up 45 points, in game 1 against the Philadelphia 76ers. Like Kevin Durant, he's also mastering his game. Now, not the 3-point shooter that Kevin Durant is, but still better than most. Kawhi can give you 3-4 3-pointers a game if he wants to, but he's working you in the post. He's scoring at will. And though he can't shoot the ball like a KD, he's every bit and more the defender. So KD's going out and scoring a lot of points, but kind of freeloading on defense a little bit. Kawhi's going out and not only giving you probably a few less points than KD, but still a great amount. He's going out there and guarding the other team's best player. He's absolutely phenomenal in the postseason. I look at that Toronto Raptors team and say, this is not the same team we've seen in years past. This ain't the DeMar DeRozan-led Toronto Raptors teams that are going to slump. When I look at Kyle Lowry, I see a different player because Kawhi Leonard won't allow anything less. I look at what Kawhi Leonard is getting out of Pascal Siakam, and I'm just thinking to myself, all due respect to DeMar DeRozan, he couldn't get that out of Siakam. Like, Leonard might not be the most vocal guy, and I don't know how he is in the locker room or personally. I don't know him. But I'm looking at Siakam like, you can tell this dude is just appreciative of being around the greatness that is Kawhi. And it's making him take his game to the next level. I'm watching Siakam become a good defender. I'm watching him become a good offensive player. And you got to give some of that to Kawhi Leonard. I brought up Kyle Lowry a few seconds ago. When DeRozan or Lowry were struggling from the field, it was pretty much it for the series. When one was struggling, it happened to the other. They both struggled a few years against the Cleveland Cavaliers. Couple years when Kyrie and LeBron went at him. Hell, last year it was just LeBron by himself going at him for the most part. I'm looking at that Toronto Raptors team, a team that lost in game 1, and Kyle Lowry struggled. Hell, he didn't make a shot from the field in the first round against the Magic. And I'm thinking to myself, uh-oh, playoff mode, Kyle Lowry's activated again. And after that game, I don't know if you saw this or not, but Kawhi Leonard was asked about Kyle Lowry's lackluster performance in game 1. And Kawhi Leonard went up to that podium and said, he's going to play better than what he did. Would DeMar DeRozan would have said that? I'm just asking you a question, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to take shots at DeRozan. But as quiet as Kawhi Leonard is, he said the right thing that needed to be said at that moment. He said, Lowry will be better the rest of this series. And just like that, from game 2 on, Lowry was better in that series, and the Raptors went on to not lose another game to the Magic. That's leadership. And if he ain't the best vocal leader, he's for damn sure a leader by example. Kawhi Leonard and Kevin Durant have been putting on the show, and as a basketball fan, I just got to sit back and appreciate it. I came from nothing, but I want everything God has for me. I interview celebrities. I talk sports. I still represent the culture.
I got the kids. They are now tuned in.
Yeah, we locked in right now, Mr.
Mr.Taliaferro.
Mr. Taliaferro. Shout out to Mr. Taliaferro.
You're watching Mr.Taliaferro TV.
Mr. Taliaferro TV. Here with the triple B's. You can't do nothing but win.